in work, give them that work. A1 since day one, has swagger since birth. All my moves clutch, put respect on my turf. Sick of your swim, homie, this how you surf. Surf, surf. Sick of your swim, homie, this how you surf. All my moves clutch, put respect on my turf. A1 since day one, has swagger since birth. Put it in work, give them that work. A1 since day one, has swagger since birth. All my moves clutch, put respect on my turf. Sick of your swim, homie, this how you surf.
Good evening, and welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. Hope you're all doing well. Hope everybody is nice and safe after today's big event. Massive liquidation event, the biggest since 2021, from what I have seen. We're going to get into an article talking all about that. We're going to be going over a trade from last night. If you watched last night's show, you'll know what trade I'm talking about. And then we also have, well, we're just going to be going over a lot of chart prime tonight. So if that sounds, oh, whoa, calm down. So if that sounds great to you, smash that like button and hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. What is going on, chat? How are you doing? Hola, French toaster. Good evening, Alexandra G. Is there anybody else that's chatted? Let's see. No, that's it. Oh, we got Indie Rock Crypto in here saying LMF, GMF. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I think there's some bad words in there that I cannot say on this network. What is going on, Indie Rock Crypto? What is going on? Kasim. We got Kasim in here as well. All right, guys. So massive liquidation event. Why don't we just go ahead and get into that? We'll also be going over the Fear and Greed Index and the Dixie and Bitcoin and all the good stuff. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. Let's get over to the article, and yeah, so this is crazy. So total liquidations climbed to $1.5 billion after Bitcoin dips below $95,000. Crypto liquidations broke past 1.5 billion within the last 24 hours as the price of Bitcoin retreated from the 100K level. Nearly 514,400 traders experienced liquidations. Among them, $1.38 billion were long positions, with 136.7 million in short positions liquidated, according to data from the crypto data tracker CoinGlass as of 4:43 p.m. Eastern Time. Total liquidations for Bitcoin and Ethereum respectively reached 163.4 million for Bitcoin, 204.7 million for Ethereum within the past day. Bitcoin briefly dipped to 94,900 before rising to 97,395. Monday's liquidations followed the 1.1 billion in total crypto liquidations on December 5th. That was that big dip that we got then, which had been the largest amount of liquidations since December 2021. So yep, December 2021, due to large holders experiencing leverage flush. We'll be going over a little bit of that too. We're going to be looking at the open interest over there on the Velo chart. Bitcoin surpassed $100,000 for the first time ever on December 4th after a weeks-long rally following the election of Donald Trump. Reached an all-time high. Yep. So this is all from the block. All right, good stuff. So $1.5 billion in liquidations. I, thankfully, was not one of those. Only had one trade open that was in the negative, and I had other ones with stop losses set and profit. And the one that was in a negative was an XRP trade that I had gotten into. I cut it, and then like an hour or two later, we got the flush. I was like, this isn't looking good. Then we got the flush. Shorts printed excellent call LB. Yeah, man. If you were here last night, you got to catch the short call, which was, oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. I hope some of you took advantage of that trade, because let me just go ahead and show it to you guys. This is what it was. This was the trade. We were down on the 15-minute last night. I pulled this fair value gap right here. Let's get rid of the VWAP real quick. Get rid of that. Get rid of the noise. Get rid of the noise. There we go. All right, so we were looking at that fair value gap, and I said I might enter a small position here on the hourly fair value gap, and then I said probably maybe even up to here, and then another position, half a position up here at the 15-minute fair value gap. But we actually ended up getting even further into that fair value gap. If I had to guess, did we touch the midway point? It looks like we barely touched the midpoint of that fair value gap. And then that is sitting there at the golden pocket. Well, that is if I pulled it from this low, from this high to this low. It got up perfectly to the golden pocket. So that's a little weird. Let's go down to this low. See, we broke above the golden pocket, but could not close above it. This prompted me this morning to enter the trade. Once I saw the rejection out of the fair value gap, I went ahead and entered. I shared my entry live during the morning market report right here on Piper Academy, 9:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. That's Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you check that out with Piper and the OC guy. But I'm usually in those chats too. So, but yeah, I said I wanted to come down and sweep. Let's see, last night. So I pulled it from here. I was just wanting to, whatever the local low was going to be, ended up being this one. I said I would take my first half profit there, 50% out. That's what I did. And then since I wasn't able to watch the trade while I was at work and I saw some stalling in here, not thinking that it could have just been consolidation for a further move down, I just went ahead and closed the trade, took my profit. It was a 50% trade for me, so I just went ahead and just took it. So probably, I mean, that it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So let me know in the chat if any of you took that trade with me. Yeah, it did end up cascading, didn't? Did it not? Indie Rock Crypto. What's going on, RS Miller? Glad you made it. Glad you made it. Martin Hornek. Hello. Maybe a Band-Aid. What's going on? Maybe a bandage. Hope you are doing well. Hope all of you beautiful people are doing amazingly and were not a part of the liquidation event that happened today. Hopefully you preserved your capital and hopefully you have some dry powder on the side to take advantage of these dips, because even though we have been running hot, a big massive liquidation event like this can potentially trigger bottoms, but we're not out of the woods yet. So we've got a little bit more to get into when it comes to that. So yeah, I just wanted to go over that trade real quick. Congratulations if you took it with me. I hope you did, because you would have made some fat gains today. Just this move alone down to this local low is a 2.25% move. So yeah, at a 4-to-1, I think I even had this down here actually. So I mean, you're looking close to a 6-to-1, and it nailed it. And it nailed it. You could have even gotten in a little bit longer. Now you're not going to get out at the bottom down here, but once this thing starts liquidating, maybe you can get out somewhere in here. And I mean, right there is 5%. So 5, if you just put a little 10x on that, you know, that's a nice little 50% move. I made a 50% move. Oh yeah, I was on 20x. Bears eating good today. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Well, shorts got liquidated too, actually. So I don't know if the Bears were really. I mean, I did take a short. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm bearish, like overall, but I was bearish going into the day. I was just seeing signs of weakness last night, and I saw the break of the low here that we created, or this low rather. We created this fair value gap while breaking that low, and then we came right up into it right after, I believe it was like right after market open. Yeah, so right after market open, we came right into it. Typically, that's a false move within the first like 15-30 minutes of the trading day. Oftentimes, that is a false move, especially if you are going into resistance during that time period. So just watch those liquidity levels, support and resistance levels at those specific times, because you could be setting up for a fake out one way or the other. So let's go ahead and move on over. I want to go over the Fear and Greed Index, which actually is sitting at, what are we sitting at? Hello? I think it's at 78. Yeah, we're at 78 on our Fear and Greed Index. That's good. That is good. After a major liquidation event like that, we are still sitting in the greed. A lot of people think or believe that this means that we need more flushing in the market. It's not necessarily true. It can signal, BC Port Corp points this out all the time too. The fact that we saw such a massive liquidation, but we didn't close below the open over here from Friday. We didn't close below the Friday open. We also were, I mean, it was the biggest liquidation event since December of 2021. So obviously people had those trades up and nice and tight. So just because you see this amount of liquidations doesn't necessarily... So whenever a trade is force closed, whether it's the entire amount or it's through a stop loss, that is still technically considered a liquidation. You're liquidating, the trade is being liquidated. It's being closed out. So it doesn't always include, you know, just people that lost their whole accounts or lost everything in that one trade or whatever it was. Meaning we probably have a lot of people trading in this market on leverage. But they're keeping their stops pretty high. And they just got hunted, basically. The liquidity got hunted. We knew that there was some buy orders stacked up in there. I shared that in the Piper Academy Discord. Be sure to join that. Link is in the description. Someone will also throw it in a chat, I'm sure. But yeah. And we came right down to that level too on that. Do I have it? Thought I had it on this chart, but I guess not. But I can go ahead and bring that up. What are y'all talking about over here? Bears need to go back to hibernating. Oh, late, maybe a band-aid. Mad. CPI could be very interesting. Yes, CPI could be very interesting indeed. I mean, that could be, excuse me, that could be why we are seeing all this volatility in the market, and these liquidity grabs and liquidations, because the market makers, the institutions, the magic fairy dust, the powers, the puppet masters with the puppet strings, whoever is controlling these markets, they want to flush out the leverage. They don't want you making more money. They don't want you making more money than you need to be making. You understand? What was the reason for today's pullback? Just a liquidity flush. There doesn't always have to be a narrative for something to occur. Oftentimes these things are tied to narratives, but sometimes it's just you got more sellers than buyers, man. You have a lot of people taking profit at the highs at 100K. I mean, that's exactly where I shorted, was just above 100,000. Once we broke that, and that with that fair value gap sitting right there, I mean, it's almost too good. It's almost too good. So I just went ahead and jumped in there. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look. Sorry, I'm looking at I'm trying to be better and bring notes with me to the show. So yeah. Be careful. Tuesday's usually sell day. But are Tuesdays usually sell days after Monday was a sell day? Good question. I know. Thank you for asking. All right. So let's go ahead and zoom out real quick. I'm gonna need to find. So if you're ever looking at the Dixie and you're trying to bring up any kind of indicators like your chart prime, you're gonna want to go to the capital.com exchange for the Dixie, because that is where you are going to have they have volume on that exchange. So you're not going to get it on the TVC chart. There's no volume on that one. Therefore, the chart prime indicators do not work. The volume parts of them do not work. So let's go ahead and throw on the Market Dynamics Pro. And I want to turn on support and resistance levels. So if we just scroll down here to the bottom down here, we can see we have liquidity zones. Is the support and resistance on this one? Yeah, enable. So multi-time frame support and resistance. Enable support and resistance. I like to keep mine on. And then we're gonna look at the daily chart to try and find those support and resistance zone. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of my market structure. I'll keep the fair value gap, and I will get rid of the liquidity zone. All that I want on this chart: support and resistance and fair value gaps. All right, so we can see that, so the red lines indicate your resistance, your green are your support lines. Not entirely sure what the dotted lines are. I'm gonna have to look that up. Yep, down Tuesdays. It's not all the time. It's not all the time. But it's possible. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Dixie and see what could we be in store for tomorrow. Uh-oh, gotta sneeze. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, so looking at the daily chart, we can see we do have this, we have this daily fair value gap sitting just below us, and then we have another daily fair value gap sitting below the support level over here at 104.15. So we're already starting to look like we're getting a little bit of a push down on our Dixie. Let's go down to the 4-hour. See what we've got. So on the 4-hour, we do have some equal highs over here. So I could definitely see us getting up here and taking out those equal highs and tapping the top of this fair value gap at 106.44. Then hopefully we can see a reversal from there. So bang, bang, and then continue to the downside. So this is like a consolidation before the breakout like this. So bang, 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 right down there to the 104.16 level. So something like this on the Dixie is what I would be looking for. That does mean, let's see, this gets into 4 p.m. tomorrow if it was to play exactly like this. So that does mean we could see at least some sideways price action for crypto and maybe even stocks tomorrow, but definitely for crypto, considering the big liquidation event that we had today. Another thing to think about when we have liquidation events like this is that the market oftentimes needs to settle out. Thank you, maybe a Band-Aid. Sometimes need to settle out before, you know, they can resume trend. I mean, we just wiped $1.5 billion out of the market. So, I mean, and we barely broke 95K. So I think that's a pretty good sign. So, but we could see a push up tomorrow on the Dixie. This is inversely correlated most of the time with Bitcoin and risk on assets. So if it moves up, I would expect most of the time risk on assets like Bitcoin and crypto are either going to be going sideways or going down. It's one of the two. Wednesday, I believe. What are y'all saying? I just don't understand how people keep getting trapped in retail arena here. Oh, you know. Gonna keep my bear spray ready for tomorrow. This is top chat. Let's go to the live chat and let's bring chat up. Let's bring chat up. Let's see all of your beautiful faces. What is that? Army Piper in the chat? I think it is. Army Piper. Well, this thing. There we go. That's better. I don't know why I have to like readjust this every single night, but it is what it is. All right, let's see. We've got Piper up in here. What's going on? Throwing out the bingo bangos and the mod queens. Telling everybody to smash those likes. Let's get those likes up. We're at rookie numbers right now. I just don't understand how people keep getting trapped in retail arena. Wednesday, I believe. I think it's Wednesday. CPI tomorrow or Wednesday. Easy economic calendar. CPI. Let's turn this off. I'm on labor. No wonder. All categories. Turn this back on. CPI. We've got core inflation 7:30 Wednesday. That is 7:30 my time. So it's 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Take this off. Let's see. CPI. CPI 7:30 Wednesday. So yep, there we go. So we have CPI 7:30 Wednesday morning, which, given the events of today and the fact that we have the Dixie that could be moving to the upside tomorrow, so we could see it come down here first to this support line at 105.72 and then reverse and get the push up through this fair value gap. It might even take that fair value gap out. Let's see if there are any order blocks sitting here on the 4-hour. So we do have a loud order block sitting up here at 107. Definitely could see that. Definitely could see the fake out to the upside. Regardless, either way, you know, I'm not trading the Dixie. I'm just trying to see when the momentum slows on the Dixie so that I know that we could be seeing momentum reverse on our risk on assets. Now it is putting in, so see how it is putting in a little bit of, it is putting in a bullish divergence, right? So we have our RSI creating higher lows, and then we have our price action creating lower lows. So this is a bullish divergence. Now this didn't push down below the 30 percentile into oversold. Therefore, I think it's more of a short-term push or bullish divergence than it is a long-term one. So we can also see with our trend fusion on our Prime Oscillator Pro Plus that we actually followed along with price action, putting in lower lows as the price was putting in lower lows. So that just to me further confirms that a push to the upside is pretty weak, and considering that our money flow is in the red and we're kind of pushing, so I could see this, if we get that push up tomorrow, I could see this running to the top really fast. And typically when you run to the top really fast on this trend fusion, you tend to get a rollover back down just as fast to the downside. Not every time, but it's just something that I have noticed, that if you get a strong push up real quick, you could see a big move down quick as well. It's Wednesday, the 11th. Yes. All right, so the Dixie potentially moving to the upside tomorrow, and then that would give us a push down or just more sideways on our risk on assets. Well, let's see. Crypto heat map. So we're red, guys. We're selling off pretty good here. Had a nice sell off today. Let's go ahead and see. I actually like, so this is what I love. This is something I love about the TradingView desktop. Is whenever you open a new tab, Caffeinated Crypto, what's going on? How are you doing? Hopefully you are doing well. Don't forget, I don't know why I guess because I don't know why I just thought about this, but tomorrow, don't forget, Billy Goat Tales. I gotta say it because I come on afterwards. I gotta say it now. So these screeners, this is what I like. And I want to click on crypto coins. Billy Goat Tales tomorrow night on X, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know who they are having on this week, but just make sure you go to X, follow at Billy Goat Tales, Tales, and join us for, I'm sure, will be another fantastic discussion. Hello? Is this thing on? Oh, there we go. So we can see 24-hour change in percentage. What I like to look at is volume. We can go from sort in descending. So we get to see where the most volume was. And we can see, or where the most volume is over the last 24 hours. And you can use this to help you find things that are currently seeing a lot of volume, and therefore will, are usually good for your some short-term scalps. What the heck is Move? It's up 60% today. Move is moving. Yeah, I saw TRADEFLY talking about that during tonight's nightcap. Excuse me, still dealing with the sinus stuff. So yeah, Move? I have no idea. Isn't it mover? I thought it was like mover. Or was that MOVR? I don't know. I've seen move before, but I have no idea what it is. First Digital USD. That sounds like a stable coin. So we can see the usual suspects. XRP has been having a lot of trading volume lately. You know, of course, your Bitcoin and your Ethereum, your Dogecoin, Pepe, Solana, Cardano, BNB, Shiba Inu, Sui, Chainlink, Tron. I believe the founder of Tron is being investigated again. Justin Sun. What's new? Litecoin, First Nero on Ethereum. I don't. Okay. Avalanche, Hedera, Render, Dog with Hat, Baby Doge. So the reason why I want to look at these is because obviously if they've been seeing a lot of volume over the last 24 hours, and these are coins that a lot of people are interested in, which means they can tend to have a lot of hype behind them because a lot of people are interested in them. So these tend to see nice moves in big and bull markets. Hello, LBC and fam. Hello, all set. How are you doing this evening? Hope you are doing well. Movement Market Networks. See, RMT knows what it is. What up, RMT? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are all doing well. Always happy to see you all set. Throw the ruler in the chat for all set. That triangle ruler thing. Triangle. It's like this? No, it's like this. There we go. So yeah, you could look at all kinds of stuff on here too. You can do addresses with the balances, your fully diluted market cap, the FD market cap, FD White. Shout out to FD White. We've got performance percent year to date, all this stuff, transaction volume. This thing just, it looks at pretty much everything. So pretty cool stuff. So just check it. Make sure you check out the screeners, man, on TradingView. It's pretty awesome. All right. So now Bitcoin, back to Bitcoin. So our money flow on the daily chart is still in the green, but it is pushing to the downside. So we got to be careful with that. Our True 7 has crossed the 0 line, and our volume matrix is in the red, though our power bar isn't very red. So we can, I would say, at the very least, like I was saying yesterday, we're just getting some cool down after such massive moves in the market. I do want to bring up the Velo chart. Take a look at this. So this is where I can see my open interest over here. And we can see that big liquidation flush last week flushed a lot of leverage out of the market. There really wasn't a whole lot left to flush. Surprisingly, that move down today right here, I mean, it's like it just cleared whatever leverage was left in the market. So now that we've got it, now that we have got an open interest, a reset essentially in our open interest, it should be much easier if spot was to come in and start bidding the price up. It should be easier to push that price up because we're not going to have as much sell pressure potentially. Now it could be the other way around too. Could be easier to sell, especially if people are coming in and buying. But our yellow line down here is our spot cumulative or aggregated spot volume cumulative delta. So right now we're just seeing a delta saying that the delta is negative, so it, you know, selling off. It's sell off. So we saw a sell off in our spot and a sell off in our perp. Well, really, this just means that we could be seeing those. This could be part of those shorts that got liquidated. So, but yeah, open interest just kind of getting reset. We like to see that because we can see if we come back over here prior to this move here, okay, before we started pushing high, starting pushing towards that 100K from, the high upper 60s. Let me find a rectangle. So right here on our, right there, yep, on our open interest, we're right back to where we were over there. So right there at that low, we are right back, reset that open interest. Now let's start pushing it back up to the upside. We want to start seeing that spot start pushing and driving price back to the upside. Okay, so that is what I will be looking for in the coming days on our open interest and all of that. So with that said, let's go back over to the Bitcoin chart and let's start getting into chart prime. The 90K drop did nothing to alts compared to today. The 90K drop? Oh yeah, the 90K drop from last week. And you know what? A lot of leverage positions started to get put in because alts did hold up so well last week. But now look, completely rinsed. Completely rinsed. All right, let's take a look at so something that I specifically wanted to go over during tonight's show is something called the Chart Prime MVP oscillator. So we've been going over this a little bit. I say we, mostly Buck over in the Piper Academy Discord. Buck, Melissa was also in there last week, or over the weekend rather, and we were all going over. Who else was in there? There's a few people in there, but we were all going over the MVP oscillator. And I was trying to point out some things that, you can look for, or you could, different ways to use this oscillator. So one thing that that Buck was pointing out was what he was calling was clipping, which is essentially when you get a big green bar on the MVP oscillator and you have it crossing above the ribbon. That is typically an indication of an area of interest. So for me, what I like to do, so first of all, I want to take both sides of this big green block down here. I want to take both sides of that. Okay. So I'm going to take the first candle of that block over to the last candle. Then I'm going to draw that out. Let's go down over here. All right, and then I want to pull this over. So this is going to be an area where I am interested. Look at there, tiny, you can barely see it, but there is a little green candle that just is barely lit up back there. So I'm gonna take that one in too. Let's just take in this whole candle, and there we go. All right, so we can already see some reactions that we've gotten off of this. Once we fell back down through the halfway mark of this range, things just really got nasty. Now, something that I do want to go over with this is, I kind of just want to see, I want to play this out live in front of you guys and just try to find some stuff together. So let's just go ahead and take a look. Let's put this one on here, this one right here. I can probably go ahead and get rid of those lines over here so that they're not just clouding up the screen. So we got there to here. It's going to be another area of interest for me. And this is what I'll be looking for. So since we have all these big bright green candles down here, and we're having a little bit of a consolidation range right here, I would want to take just that consolidation range and then pull that over. Over here, I could say that let's see, we start right here. And I mean, really trying to see which one that's going to be on this candle right here. So yeah, I mean, I'll take that one. So basically what I want to see is I want to see us break above this big chunk of volume over here, because if we can get above that, then we can start looking at higher levels. So big chunk of volume here, it's essentially in the same spot. I mean, it's right in the same spot. So this is going to be the level that we're needing to get through, between 98.5 and $100,900 is what we'll call it. The chat is not updating. I picked up some. Join Piper Academy's exclusive VIP level in Discord. Get access to trade setups, deep dives, project research, exclusive sessions, free giveaways, and more. I grabbed some STX, ADA, Algo, Pole, H-Bar, and XLM also. Excellent. I picked like 13 things up. Getting a little bit of a push on Bitcoin right now. And off of some volume. But yeah. So I'd just like to mark off these levels to see what kind of reactions we can get off of them. We can see that on this little spike right here, on this little move right here, we have a nice dark green candle. And let me just go ahead and just take the bottom and the top of that candle right there. And let's go ahead and look over here, see where that gets us, right where we liquidated to today. How about that? How about that? We also took out the low on this 15-minute wick right here on that candle, that same candle. We took out that low, swept that low, and got a giant push to the upside off of it. So, excellent. Trying to find some peaks that also have the high volume in them. So right there. So this is going to be right here. This down move right here. I would actually take this up move, because if there's an up move, then I know that the institutions are, if there's an up move like this before a push down, then I know that that is where the institutions are setting the trap to try and push the price back down. Because what they're doing is they're trying to get the price to push to the upside to get people to go long so that they can sell. Or people are already going long because they're seeing a pullback, so they're going long. And as it's pushing to the upside, the institutions are just offloading. And then that's how you get the big drop like that. So just based off of these candlesticks alone. Now, if we go down to a lower term time frame, we can start looking. We can find some very interesting trade setups. Now, obviously, everything with this is should be. I don't even know. I don't even know what I was trying to say. I was checking that out too, caffeinated, but aped into more algo. Surprising that Injective and Vet are the only two I have that fell into the red today. Not bad. Oh, that is surprising. Oh, you mean like on your hodl bags? It's not bad. So yeah, with the MVP oscillator, we really do want to kind of tie it with, you know, some lows with some reversal signals and a combination of all of those with the volume and even a bullish divergence. So like right here, we could have pulled off this whole move right here. Just looking at this, so we create a higher low on our ribbon here, and then, but at the same time, we created a lower low on our price. This gives us a bullish divergence. We have the big sell-off prior So we know that there is liquidity resting within this range that we could push back and fade up into. Anytime I see something like this where I see a consolidation and then a breakdown with the sweep of a low, I am going to go ahead and draw a box on that upper range, and I'm going to move it over to the right. And if I do catch that bullish divergence and I'm able to get into a trade, I'm going to trade up into that block, and that's it. That's the trade. So I get the bullish divergence. I get in somewhere in this candle, and then I stop loss just below the wick, and then let that push to the upside. That's a 5% move. That's only a 2 to 1. As it moves to the upside, you can either do a trailing stop loss or just keep your original stop loss and make sure you take profits at the resistance, at the highs. Something that I do love is the support and resistance levels on the Market Dynamics Pro. Plus, I thought I turned, oh, that was a different chart. Enable support and resistance. Now there are 4 different modes on here. You can do a local mode, midterm mode, extended mode, and a macro mode. I like to keep it on local. These tend to be really good levels. So let's go ahead and clear the chart. Let's clear the liquidity as well. Let's turn that off. Let's go ahead and turn off our fair value gaps. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff inside of the Chart Prime Market Dynamics Pro and Chart Prime Indicator Suite in general. There's a lot to do with it. You can set up all different kinds of trading strategies, using this indicator suite. I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome, especially if you're more of a swing trader, a high time frame, 4-hour daily, weekly, daily, 4-hour charts. Man, this thing is an absolute banger, especially that Market Oracle Pro. So if you want, check it out. Are you using a Linux OS? No. I honestly don't know what I'm using, but I know it's not Linux. Flat smack. Hola, flat smack it, a smack plaque. That's Fatalis Magica. Sorry, no. Was there a lot of spot sellers today? Yes, there was a lot of spot sellers today. But that likely started, well, not likely. A lot of that was probably the institution selling off some spot because we had a lot of over leveraged longs. Now, if you have TradingView Premium, I showed you guys this last week, and this is how I found the orders. I called it before it got down to it. It's in the Piper Academy Discord. You can check it out in the trading group. But when I went over to the volume footprints, again, that is only on the TradingView Premium. You gotta have TradingView Premium. Where are these stacked orders? It's not showing the stacked. Is it in the hourly? Stack. Oh, it's on Coinbase. That's why. I don't know if it's going to show it on Coinbase on a spot. It might only do it on perps. I'm not entirely sure. So I had it highlighted here. You're supposed to, nope. Candles. Settings. All right, so buy and sell, so you can see both the buy and sell side of each candle. You can also do a delta, which just gets you down to the delta, and you can do a total that just gives you the total. Stacked levels, there we go. All right, so there we go. So there were the stacked levels right there. Had it down on the 15-minute, but you can see we came right down into those stacked levels. Now this is some crazy advanced stuff, guys. So, but yeah, so we can see each candle and we can see both sides of the market on each candle. So if I just come over to the current candle, we can see we currently have a red candle on the 1 hour. We can see how many orders are up here, 1.84 million to 1.85 million. We are seeing a delta, a positive delta. So this means we have more buyers than sellers in this candle. That is actually, and the fact that the candle is red, but we have more buyers than sellers within the candle, that suggests to me that that's a divergence and that buyers are absorbing the move to the downside. They're absorbing the sellers. So that's what we want to see at lows, is we want to see absorption of sellers, of buyers buying up everything that's being sold, essentially. So, but we're getting a little bit of a divergence here between our delta on these two. So like I said, we can double click this. Which one? All right. Let's turn off the Market Dynamics Pro and let's double click this again. There we go. All right, so we can just do the delta. So that's just going to give you a single, single block on each side, on the right side of the candles, and you can do a total, which just makes everything blue, and you can just see highlight the highest volume. But if we can see the buy and sell, we can start to see, okay, we have these deltas over here. We can see which side of the market needs to be filled. Every single one of these, if you notice, we have a bunch of white blocks. These white blocks are the point of control of that candle. So we can see we opened up the next candle right here. We opened up the next candle over here, and then we came right down to the point of control of that previous candle. And we also have the they put like a little, I don't know what you would call it, like a little slider highlighter thing next to the blocks that have imbalances with them. So there's an imbalance between the deltas. And imbalance levels are at levels that do like to get touched. They're very touchy and they like to get touched. So nice, I learned from that. So yeah, if you have, that's awesome. I love when people learn. So if you have TradingView Premium, check out the volume footprint. I need to I need to put out a whole video on that thing. And maybe I'll just do a whole stream on it. Maybe I'll do it over on Lunar Beaches Crypto. Does this show the same open interest data exocharts show? So that's not open interest. Which one are you talking about? Are you behind, or am I on Velo data where you are, Kasim? I need to know. So, but what I like to see with that indicator, or it's not really an indicator, it's just a different type of charts. Do it, yeah, I'll do it. Is that we can actually see the stacked, I want to say stacked imbalances. Yeah, so we have stacked imbalances in the chart. So when we were falling over here today, I drew this up and posted it in the Piper Academy Discord and was like, we got a bunch of buy stacked orders over here that I could see us coming down into. And that's sure enough, that's exactly what we came down into. And then we also have these sell orders over here, these stacked sell orders. Now, why would we want to come down here and sell at a lower price? We don't. This is where we have stacked sell orders. So if we want to come down here, if the market maker wants to come down here, they know that they have sell orders down here that they can come down into and buy from at a lower price. Does that make sense? So we could be coming down and sweeping this candle, or maybe even just digging into it a little bit. But, you know, that's going to be right around that 88K level that we've been talking about. So, not saying, I don't know if it is going to happen or not, but it would not surprise me if it did. And we do have sell orders sitting up here at the highs as well. But we know that these are different from these. Because these, if they're sitting up higher, then are we wanting to buy higher or are we wanting to sell higher? We're wanting to sell higher. So if we were to come up to this level, come up into this imbalance, we would probably want to be cautious at that level, the 102, 413 level. So let's see, sell orders at 88,000. Can't see the numbers on the right. Yes, 88 or 89.1 to, this is per the Blofin chart, perp chart, to 91.3. So 89.1 to 91.3. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Let's bring up the 4-hour chart. I mean, that's the closest thing to stacked orders that we have over here. And I mean, we don't have to come down and visit this either. That's another part of the equation too. You don't have to come back and revisit all the stacks. Let's go to the 12-hour. I mean, all the way down here, bunch of buys. Nah, we're not coming down there. Are we going to come down and sweep this? Maybe. And this is where we want to go ahead and mark this level off. I know I'm about to go over time, but that's okay. We can go over time tonight. I go over time most nights anyway, because I just love, this is my first time. Every time, hey, just so you know, 9 times out of 10, when I'm starting this show and you guys are joining me, it's the first time I've sat down at the desktop and looked at the charts. So I'm going over stuff with you in real time. So we could see, all right, let me get rid of the data real quick because it's kind of in the way. Show summary info. Okay, there we go. Let's get rid of that real quick. So I want to see, so we do have an imbalance right here that has not, I mean, we did kind of come down and tap it. I don't know if I'd call that. We do have this point of control over here. This is interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and mark what level. That's 75K. That's tough. I don't know. Another level right here, because this is going to be our point of control for this level. So I'm going to actually throw this in the middle of these point of controls on these candles here. And I'm going to go ahead and throw some right here as well. We came into that one, so I'm not so sure about that one. But we do have an imbalance here, so I'll go ahead and throw one there at 80,000. The closest level to our current price is going to be this one right here at about 84,343. Trying to see any significant imbalances. Not really seeing a whole lot. Zoom out. Now I'm going to go to my standard. And then, oh, look at that. Look at where that one came. Look at that one. Look at where that one came down to. So we came down and tapped that one. Hopefully we won't try to do the same. But I don't know. Early morning here. Greats from the Netherlands. What's going on? Netherlands, huh? So Dutch could be here if you wanted to. How early? Is it like, what? Let me guess. carry the 1. It's got to be like 6 o'clock in the morning there. 6 or 7. 6 or 7. I'm going to go with 6. No, 7. I'm going with 7. 7 o'clock in the morning. Or no. Is it 7 hours in front of me or 6 hours in front of UTC? You'll tell me in the chat. I really wanted to go over a lot more of it's 10 a.m. for me. Kasim, 10 a.m. is early. 6 a.m. Ha, indeed, 6 a.m. I knew it. I knew it. I was really wanting to go over chart prime a lot tonight, but you know, Bitcoin, the big massive liquidation event today kind of threw a little bit of a wrench in that. But we can always do it tomorrow. It is Wildcard Wednesday tomorrow evening. So, but before we go, we've got to throw up the Mad Throne. Because, guys, we need Bitcoin. We need crypto to chill out, take a breather, get some more rocket fuel before we can go to the moon. But before any of that happens, we have to pray to the moon gods. Now bow your heads and let us pray. Moon gods, please bring us the moon and gains. Moon and gains. We love you. Don't forget. Please keep Michael Saylor safe. Thank you. Amen. And there we go. I feel like these dips, watching things pump gets old after a while. I like these dips. Okay, yeah. Watching pumps gets old? Really? I don't know about that. So yeah. We did the moon thing. We did the moon chant. Eventually I'm gonna get an actual chant. I'm gonna get ChatGPT to write me a chant. A moon chant. Why does this look so funky? Midnight here. Yeah, French toast, you're at East Coast. It just turned 11 here. All right, guys. Well, that was quick. It usually is when you're going over all kinds of stuff. So I hope you guys were able to learn something this evening and are able to carry that anything that I went over tonight into tomorrow. I will say just be cautious tomorrow. Be cautious tomorrow. We could see some craziness just or maybe it might not do anything tomorrow after today. Honestly, it might not do anything tomorrow. It might just sit chill, other than some cryptos that apparently looks like we're starting to get a pickup in volume right now. A little bit. But yeah, market needs to kind of settle out, I think. And then Wednesday we have CPI, and then we'll have to see how that goes. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling okay. We got a nice indecision candle today. Did not close below the Friday low, so we're still holding that low, and or the Friday open rather, and the Friday low. We closed above the Friday low as well, so I think we're still sitting pretty good. We're sitting okay, but I think we just need to be patient. Wait, Asia coming in. Yeah, we need to be patient. Wait for the dust to settle and wake up tomorrow and see if we've got some bullish divergences or anything, volume picking up, whatever it is, we'll see. But if you want to get any kind of updates from me, you need to make sure that you join the Piper Academy Discord. Link in the description down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Lunar Beaches Crypto. Alexander G, shout out to you for sharing that in the chat. Thank you very much, madam. And but yeah, I never really know how to end these things because I never really want to. But hey, be right back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, for Good Morning Crypto with the one and only BC Port Corp. After that, at 9:30 a.m., we've got the morning market report with armypiper and the OC guy. And then at 4 p.m., we've got Bingo Bango, Trade Intuition Joe, Trader Joe himself at 4 p.m. And then we have the Crypto Nightcap at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. New time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully, TRADEFLY will have FD White back tomorrow night. Love the dynamic duo. And then after that, we'll be right back here getting mad on the charts. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I will see you all in the morning. A good night.
Putting in work, give them that work. A1 says day one, has swagger since birth. All my moves clutch, put respect on my turf. Sick of your swim, homie, this how you surf. Surf, surf. Sick of your swim, homie, this how you surf. All my moves clutch, put respect on my turf. A1 says day one, has swagger since birth. Putting in work, give them that work. A1 says day one, has swagger since birth.